Okay, so let's get right into it. Chances are you've seen his name, his face, or one of his videos pop up somewhere on the internet. But who is Drew Rothy really? We're going to break down the person behind this, well, this massive digital phenomenon.
So first things first, let's just look at the raw numbers because they're pretty wild. We're talking a combined total of over 37 million subscribers across all his YouTube channels. I mean, to put that into perspective for you, that's more than the entire population of a country like Canada. Just let that sink in for a second.
And then there are the views. Over 6 billion. That's billion with a B. A number like that isn't just about popularity, right? It's about a colossal scale of reach and influence. It pretty much makes him one of the most watched commentators on the planet.
And look, with that kind of influence, you're not just a guy in a room anymore. You're running a serious media operation. Now, according to multiple media reports, his earnings are estimated at over 40 lakh rupees every single month. That's a huge number, and it shows this has become a very significant business.
So you see these massive numbers, and it just begs the question, right? How on earth did one guy, basically starting from zero, build this digital empire? An empire that now plays a huge role in how information is shared and debated in India.
Well, you might be surprised to hear his journey wasn't a straight shot into political commentary. Not at all. It actually kicked off in a totally different field and in a completely different country.
And his trajectory is, well, it's pretty fascinating. You've got this engineering student in Germany just making travel videos for fun. And then, bam, 2016 hits. He pivots to political stuff like demonetization, and his channel just explodes. Fast forward a few years, and he's not just some YouTuber anymore. He's being named a next-generation leader by Time magazine. I mean, that is a seriously meteoric rise.
And if you listen to him tell it, this was never the plan. He said himself that his political awakening was kind of an accident. It was the India Against Corruption movement back in 2011 that really lit a fire under him and set him on this completely unexpected path, all while he was still a student.
And this might be one of the keys to understanding his whole appeal. His background isn't in journalism or political science, right? It's in mechanical engineering and renewable energy. So that technical, scientific training, it seems to have really shaped his style, that very analytical, data-driven way he has of breaking down really complex topics.
Okay, so to handle that kind of scale, you can't just be a one-man show. He had to build something much, much bigger than just a single YouTube channel. And what it's become is this full-fledged, multi-platform media operation.
And when you look at his content ecosystem, it's just incredibly diverse. You've got the main channel for those deep dives, sure, but then there are separate channels for vlogs, for quick shorts. He's pushing into regional languages, dubbing his content. And he's not even sticking to YouTube anymore. He's got a Spotify podcast, shows with Netflix and DW Travel, and even his own online courses. He's everywhere.
So how does all of this get funded? Well, a lot of financial analysis suggests it's a multi-stream approach. Yeah, YouTube AdSense is part of it, but the big money is believed to come from two other places. Brand sponsorships, which you can imagine command some pretty high fees, and his own very popular online courses.
So who's running this whole machine? You might think it's a huge corporation, but according to Rothy himself, he does it all with a surprisingly lean core team. We're talking about 10 to 15 people, researchers, writers, editors, all working to produce this massive amount of content.
But let's be real. When you get this big and you're tackling sensitive political topics, controversy is going to find you. It's inevitable. And that's exactly what's happened, placing him right at the center of some really heated national debates.
And, when it comes to Drew Rothy, there's almost no middle ground. People are really divided. If you talk to his supporters, they'll tell you he's a fearless fact-checker, someone who makes complex stuff simple and holds power accountable. But if you talk to his critics, they'll say he's an anti-government propagandist who pushes one-sided arguments and even spreads misinformation. Two completely different worlds.
Okay, so one of the biggest and most frequent claims you'll hear from critics is this, that he's funded by, or even works for, the Aam Aadmi Party, or AAP. And the evidence they usually point to is his early, very vocal support for the party and its leaders.
Now for his part, Rothy has publicly and repeatedly denied this, flat out. He says that his past support was just him being a passionate student volunteer, something he did on his own time, and that he has absolutely no formal or financial ties to AAP, or any other political party for that matter.
And the controversy, it doesn't stop there. It's not just about political affiliations. He's faced direct action from the government, like in 2022 when one of his videos got blocked for showing a distorted map of India.
He's faced legal challenges from big corporations, like a copyright case from Dabur. He's even been sued for defamation by a leader from the BJP. And on top of all of that, he's constantly having to debunk these wild personal rumors, like this persistent one that claims he's secretly a Pakistani citizen named Badruddin Rashid.
So, okay, let's step back from all the controversy for a minute. What's the real, ultimate impact of this guy? This undeniably influential, but also super polarizing figure on India's whole media landscape.
And this is where the story gets really interesting. Because while he's such a deeply polarizing figure inside India, his work has gotten some major international recognition. I mean, Time magazine putting him on their Next Generation Leaders list. And specifically for his fact-checking, that really shows you just how differently his work can be seen when you look at it through a global lens. So in the end, this whole story isn't really just about one creator, is it? It kind of forces us to ask a much bigger question about, well, about how we get our information today. The rise of a figure like Dhruv T really shines a spotlight on the incredible power that independent creators now have to shape public opinion. And it shows us, plain and simple, that there's a fierce, ongoing battle over facts, over narratives, and over truth itself, not just in India, but all across the world.